Hi, my name's Nathan. I'm the Youth Minister at St Mary's Church in Fetcham. Welcome to this video. Okay, so we're going to start this video with a challenge, and as usual, Esther, my wife, prepares a challenge for me which I don't know what it is in advance, and Esther's going to give it to me now.
Here you go.
Thank you very much. Lovely. Right, here we go. Make yourself camouflage into a scene of your choice. You cannot simply hide behind something, but need to be part of the disguise yourself. You have 30 minutes, starting now. You cannot simply hide behind something, but need to be part of the disguise yourself. Okay, I'll do that and then I'll see you in a minute. Well, I feel like that went okay. What do you think, Esther? Could you see me?
Well, I would say I was surprised at how good it was.
I mean, I look like a squire, don't I? Or like a knight.
Maybe.
Can you even see me now? Am I still camouflaged? Is this effective? If you feel like you could do the challenge, if you can camouflage yourself without totally, I know I am hiding behind this, but it's part of my disguise. If you feel like you can give it a go, then it'd be great to see yours. Give it a try. You don't have to take 30 minutes to do it. I probably took 15. I took 15 to do mine. So give it a go. I'd love to see it. Send it my way. Awesome. Okay, so I want to start this thought by thinking a little bit about spring. But I don't just want us to think about flowers and gardening, lambs, chicks and chocolate eggs, but actually more about what spring symbolises. It's a beginning, a fresh start, newness, new life, fresh perspective, and a change from winter to spring. And specifically, that change from winter to spring is a great picture of what God does. You see, winter can sometimes represent a negative or a dark time, but spring is positive and light. And this is one of the things that God does in our lives. He takes the bad experiences and the negative things that are going on around us and brings good out of them. In the Bible, in Romans 8, verse 28, it says this: "And we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose for them." And however you're feeling about the current situation, there's a lot about it which is negative and bad, but actually God wants to use it for good in some way. In the Bible you can find different situations where God took something bad and used it for good. One example is of Joseph in the book of Genesis, where due to the jealousy of his brothers, he was sold into slavery, which led him going through suffering. He went to prison and he was separated from his family. Through that time, God was with him and used him in different ways to help other people. And ultimately, God took that bad situation and used it for good. as after years of hardship, God led Joseph into a trusted position at Pharaoh's right hand, where he was able to help people all across the country and even neighbouring countries to have enough food during a famine. And he was even able to help his own family. And in Genesis 50 verse 20, Joseph says to his brothers who sold him into slavery, "You planned evil against me, but God used those same plans for my good. As you see all around you right now, life for many people." Which I think is amazing, and God is still doing that now, taking what is bad and using it for good. So I just want to encourage us right now to take a moment to think about what God is doing at this time, what God is doing to bring good out of this situation, and maybe what He's calling us also to do as well. And a couple of things that I've thought about which I feel God is doing at this time is, one of them is bringing people together. And even though we're kind of living in a weird time where we're all separated and at home, actually there's a sense of togetherness because we're all experiencing the same thing. And also, together we're all appreciating things that maybe we hadn't fully appreciated before, or people that maybe we've taken for granted, like the people who collect the bins or people who work in the supermarkets. And something that our neighbours did recently was to put a big sign by the bins saying thank you. And I thought that was a great way of showing our appreciation for people that we have maybe taken for granted. And so those are a couple of things which I feel God is doing at this time, but it'd be great for you just to spend a moment now just to think about what it is that God is doing at this time to bring good out of this situation. And there's a great song by Amanda Cook where she says that God turns the bitter into sweet and the winter into spring. And you may find that listening to that song as you think about what it is that God's doing and what it is that He's calling us to do may be helpful. So I've included the song in the description below, so do check that out if that would be helpful. Okay, so that's all for now. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.
3, 2, 1.